Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. So today I've got something kind of special to me. This is a 031 Stihl chainsaw, and my dad bought this saw brand new back in about 1976 is probably my earliest memories of it. And my family had some property out in the woods and they decided to build a cabin. And my dad bought this chainsaw to clear that land for the cabin. And then also we heated it with firewood. So this was the main saw that my dad used at that time. Like I said, I was too young to use this saw. However, I did have a little Remington that he let me run. I got this saw about 3 years ago from my dad. He was cleaning out his garage and he really didn't use it anymore. And it is pretty much sat there since then. And I've got a sassafras tree across the street that we want to cut into firewood. And the fact that it's sassafras kind of reminded me that was what that property had a lot of. And so this chainsaw cut a whole bunch of sassafras into firewood. We'll see if this thing will start and go cut up some wood. Okay, I don't know if this has any fuel in it or not. Let's take a gander down here. Looks like it's bone dry. Okay, so that's one thing we know it's going to need. And I don't know if this tank is going to leak or any of the hoses have rotted or anything like that. I don't think my dad has used this saw in several years. And like I said, he gave it to me in about 3 years ago because he knew he wasn't going to use it anymore. But I do remember he had to put a new gas tank on that at one point. And this saw had been purchased and always maintained by Haltom Equipment the whole time my dad was using it. So they're still in Mooresville. There's a good shop. And in fact, that's where I bought my Coyote tractor. So anyway, we'll put some fuel in it and see what it does. Okay, so I took it outside and put a little bit of gas and oil in it. Take off this chain guard. And on this chainsaw, it has an ignition there, and it has a choke. And then that's pretty much it. Hold the trigger down and we'll see if it'll start. So the rewind doesn't like to rewind that well, but that's not surprising after sitting so long. All right, one more pull and then I'll throw some ether to it. Okay, so we'll see about some ether. Take the air cover off. That sounded promising. The rewind, as I play with it, it slowly goes back in. Well, let's try some. And the rewind snapped back when it kind of backfired there. So let's see. I'm going to keep the choke off. I played with it back and forth on and off a little bit. It ran for about 2 minutes. I had to get it out of the barn because that's also our house. And we'll start to smoke a little bit. Okay, it's got gas in it, but it seems like it's running out of gas. Let's see what we got here. That didn't work. Go back to full choke. So there's a good chance this carburetor's gonna need cleaned. Just gets less and less fuel. But too much choke kills it too. Okay, I'm thinking it's definitely a carburetor issue because the throttle's just on, but I was playing with the choke and burying it. By the time I get the recoil wound back up, it dies. Go just a little choke, see what that does. Okay, looks like I'm gonna clean this carburetor. It's got 2 screws. Remove the carburetor, or the air cleaner element. Like I say, this is new to me. I've never run this chainsaw, and it's kind of a family heirloom. So I want to just be careful with it. But if I can get it running, I'd love to go cut up that sassafras just because that's what this chainsaw did a whole lot of over the years. So there's a little dirt in there. And here's where these small ratcheting wrenches are worth their weight in gold. You can barely get in there. And a boxing wrench, spend all day spinning. Okay, and look at all this kind of baked on sawdust. You see it. That's probably my problem. But I've got the fuel line tucked up here so it doesn't leak all over the place. And look at that. When I was taking that off, I don't know why that flashlight's making that light do that. Can you see this? Right here. So that is the retaining clip that held that throttle on, and I thought it went down here on this floor, which I might have had 0 chance of finding that. That is amazing. It's flipped off and stuck right there. That was lucky. Definitely, I guess either I need to go buy a lottery ticket or there's no reason to buy a lottery ticket. I've done used up my luck. Took it outside, and a little carb cleaner blast, got the outside cleaned off. I'll take off this side and see if there's any sawdust, crud, or anything in there stopping it from working. And after I do that side, I'll do this side. Set that saw outside while I'm working on this because it smells like gas and oil, which I don't mind gas and oil. Matter of fact, I don't even smell it that much. But Maggie's pretty sensitive to it, and this actually is, like I said, we live in our barn, so don't need that. Okay, so let's see. And right there is a bunch of crud. There's the hole from that. Just wiped off. Okay. So let's put this like that because that's where it came from. Here's a little bit of crud. So if this will come off without tearing, because I don't have any parts for this whatsoever. Okay, so that goes right there. Look at all that crap. Make sure this is recording. Look at all that. I mean, that is almost plugged totally full. So I'm going to say there's a good chance, and that's the problem. If you were at the dentist, they would yell at you. Rightfully so. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then there is a screen that just popped out. And that screen did a nice job of making a sawdust dam right there. I'm going to take a little carb cleaner, spray that out. I'm going to spray out this little screen, and then I'm going to put this back together. And I think that will probably take care of it. You may not be able to see that because I barely can, but that is a little form screen, and I've got it clean now. I took it out and I sprayed all of that out with carb cleaner, and I sprayed this little screen out. I'm trying to shove it back in there evenly without messing it up. There we go. The screen's back in, and I'll put my diaphragm back on. Diaphragm goes like this. The top goes back on like this. Put our 4 little screws back in. And as clogged up as that is, I can't imagine that that's not the entire problem. Because it was running, just not running well. And it was starving for gas, is what it seemed to me like, which makes sense if the filter's completely clogged. We're just gonna snug these up. No need to go crazy torquing them down or stripping them out. Alrighty, we're gonna put this back together and see if she runs. We're going to slide this fuel hose on first. Hopefully it will quit dripping fuel. So I went and set it outside. I didn't want that mess in here. Now the trick will be to get that hose lined up. There we go. And push it home. Throttle cable or throttle lever, sit right there. Okay, we'll use our ratcheting combination wrench. Tighten these up. That one's snug. Let's get this one snug. Okay. So here is that little clip. Oops, dropped it again. Luckily it didn't go anywhere that time. So there's that little C-clip. And I've got an assortment of these around, but I definitely don't want to lose this one. Because it'd probably take me an hour to find where I've got those others at. Yay, there it is. Okay, I knew it'd be easy. Just do it without messing it up. Okay, we'll put our air cleaner back on. Awesome. Okay, so now let's go outside and see if it'll run. We cleaned the carburetor. Let's see if it will run. I am going to have to work on that recoil. Let's give it a choke. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so we'll go over and get the blade sharpened and cut up that sassafras. You said you had one of those saws and gave it away because you couldn't, it was hard to start, huh?
Yeah, it had a killer backstroke. Pull your arm out of joint.
Oh, wow. I noticed that one, when it was shut off, it would suck at rope. You know, the recoil's not working real smooth, but if it was out at an inch, when it shut off, it would pull that thing back in enough, it would smack the heck out of your hand if you had a hold of it. Yeah, well, my dad gave me that for the same reason, basically. He got to the point he didn't want to mess with trying to start it no more. Yeah, these saws have definitely come a long way. Yeah, I got that 46 over there. So I've got much newer and, you know, some of those Stihl Pro saws and stuff I've got over there. This was just kind of nostalgia. We cut a whole bunch of sassafras off that cabin property for firewood at it. And you said you had that piece of sassafras back there. And I was like, well, let's get it cut into firewood and I'll drag out my dad's old 031. AV for anti-vibration. Let me tell you, that thing still make you numb. Make your hands go numb in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's anti-vibration.
I just remembered that. Why? I didn't like it.
So to keep the same angle, instead of turning around or anything, you just spin the saw around on the vise, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yep. Well, hey, tips and tricks, it's important.
I just take a turn almost every time.
Every new tooth or every stroke?
Yeah.
Spin it, yep. Cool.
So that your teeth don't line up. This one here is catching my finger back here.
Oh, oh, no. Yeah, don't file your finger, man. Of course, I guess filing it might be better than catching it on the tooth and cutting it. But, hey.
Good morning.
Okay, so we're here with the 031 AV, and we got it all tuned up, and we'll see how it cold starts this morning. We got it on, got the choke on, set the throttle. So recoil still needs a little work. Ain't bad though. And that recoil's still winding in. So it goes back and just slow. And it don't have a chain brake, that's just a hand guard. All right. So we've got a sassafras down right over here, and we're gonna go cut it up into carryable lengths, bring it out and make some firewood. So come along. Here is this sassafras tree, and sassafras is very identifiable. Plus the wood is like a real red thing and the roots smell like root beer. But this is wedged in on several trees. It's not a huge log, maybe 8 inches at the biggest part. But you can see when it fell, it is wedged in to almost everything it could have hit. So, and then actually it came from way over there. So we're gonna cut this up and get it out of here. And the best way to do that I can see is, you know, we can't hook a rope to it and pull it because it's wedged into so many trees. So we'll chunk it up and then carry it out.
It's on.
All righty, let's see how it cuts. Bill sharpened the blade up for us, so we should be good there. It cuts pretty good. Okay, while chunking this out, because it's wedged in between so many trees, you just have to be real careful that it's not got pressure, so when you cut it, it flings back and hits you, especially when it's up high. Like I said, if it hits you in the face or the chest, it could be a bad day. But this is coming apart pretty nice. Oh no!
Ah! Well, drop this one up real fast.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
There we go.
Much better. Are you relaxing now?
Yes, I'm trying. I gotta tie my shoe.
Take a break.
We got this sassafras chunked up and we carried it out of the woods, and now we're gonna make firewood out of it. So, and I do realize I forgot to use my face shield, but I don't use this often, so I'll try to remember that. Okay, so let's start it up and cut this into firewood. Okay, so the 031 AV did a pretty nice job. So I called and talked to my dad last night, and he said the best he could remember was he bought this saw about 1974. So they started making this saw in 1971 and made it in this particular style with that badge, I guess, till 1980. So this saw has cut a lot of sassafras on our original family cabin that my dad built. And so when I heard I had a piece of sassafras that Bill wanted cut up into firewood, I couldn't resist bringing out the old Stihl 031 AV. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Stay safe and have a great day.